Hari Om, Chapter 2, Verse 53. Sankhya Yoga. We are seeing Introduction to Karma Yoga, Philosophy of Life. In the last verse, Lord Krishna said, a Karma Yogi's intellect overcomes delusion. That Karma Yogi shall attain dispassion over what is to be heard and what was heard. Shrotavyasya Shrutasya cha, meaning Karma Yogi has no value for the world of sense objects which were experienced in the past and which are going to be experienced in future. The following verse is another wonderful verse of Lord Krishna. We can say nectar-like verse. Every verse, every word, every letter of Bhagavad Gita is nectar by itself. You cannot say this verse is wonderful, that verse is wonderful. Every verse is wonderful. Every verse is a nectar. This verse is one more nectar, I can say, or extra nectar, which will remove the sorrows and sufferings of life. The path may seem to be difficult, but it is the surest way and it is not impossible. Verse 53. Shruti vipradipannate yadastasyadi nischala samadhavachala buddhihi tada yogamavapsyasi. Shruti vipradipannate. Veda prescribes, Shruti is Veda. Veda prescribes various karmas to achieve results. It prescribes the means and the results will automatically come. Yada tasyati nischala. Nischala, the mind should remain steady and not disturbed. Yada tasyati nischala samadhava chala buddhihi. Samadhava achala buddhihi. Buddhi should remain in equanimity. Tada yogamavapsyasi. At that time, then only it is said that the person has realized his self. In this verse, Lord Krishna says, the mind gets disturbed by the various karmas which are prescribed in the Vedas to attain different results. For example, Dasaratha did Putra Kameshti Yaga and got sons. Similarly, there are many rituals. When the discriminative intellect remains steady in the self and maintains equanimity in the midst of those karmas and its results, one is said to have attained self-perfection. Today, the Vedas can be replaced by you perform many actions. Anybody, because the Bhagavad Gita is meant for all people, whichever religion you belong. You perform an action, you get a result. Any action you perform, you get a result. So, the mind must remain in equanimity in the midst of those actions and its results. That is what the sloka says. What is Buddhi Yoga? Whatever we have seen, just we will again refresh our knowledge on Buddhi Yoga. Buddhi Yoga is do your duty without attachment to the results of action. Act with equanimity of mind. Always the question should be not what we do, but how we do and with what spirit. Any work. This is Buddhi Yoga. Okay, what is yoga? Yoga is keeping the mind at equipoise or calm at all situations, whatever be the situation. We all know our sense organs act as antennas. Eyes, ears, mouth, body, entire body. Everything act as antennas. They send the signals to the mind. They receive the signal, sends it to the mind. The mind either gets attracted or gets disturbed with the object of our thought. This causes agitation in the mind. Mind generally gets agitated by the situations of the outer world. Our body is full of sensors and these sensors work all the time. Yoga means when the sensors send signals to the mind controlled by the discriminative intellect remains calm and quiet without being disturbed by the situations of the outer world. This yoga, this mind, calm mind gets disturbed by our thoughts. Because of our thoughts it gets disturbance. Have you ever thought, what is a thought? What is thought? A wonderful explanation is given by Swami Chinmayananda ji. He asks, what is a thought? Try and answer this question. For a minute, you think before you hear further. Just think, what is a thought? None of us ever thought, what is a thought? Swamiji says, we are all happy or sad because of our thoughts only. You cannot escape from your thoughts. A man is but his thoughts. Only in deep sleep we are without thoughts. Otherwise, in all the states, whether it is sleep, whether you are awake, or whether you are in subconscious stage, thoughts affect us. Please listen very carefully. Swami Chinmayananda ji explains, a thought is not possible without an object. A thought comes only when it is associated with an object, with a name or form, emotion, or a theme. Again, please remember, in deep sleep, there is no thought. For example, Swamiji says, if I say elephant, lion, car, plane, etc., then that thought about that object comes to your mind. It is impossible to think a thought without an object. Think on something without an object, without name or form, or emotion, or theme. It is impossible. It is not possible. There can be no thought. The beauty of thought is, at a time, you can think only one object. A thought cannot be on different objects at the same time. Thought may be continuous or jumping from one thought to another, but at a time, anyone can think only one thought on one object. If multiple thoughts come on multiple objects at the same time, Swamiji says, the place for that person is reserved in a mental asylum. So, a definition of thought, as given by Swami Chinmayananda ji, is consciousness of an object is thought. Swamiji gives the following formula. Thought is equal to object plus consciousness. So, what is consciousness? Consciousness is equal to thought minus object. That is thoughtless state. Again I repeat. Thought is equal to object plus consciousness. So, consciousness is equal to thought minus object. Thus, when the consciousness goes beyond all the objects of consciousness, you reach the highest state. That is, you realize the self. Here Lord Krishna, it looks to me, gives a clue and the surest way to reach him. Lord Krishna is the consciousness who is present everywhere, in every place, and in all objects and beings at all times. He is the consciousness. Lord Krishna is the creator and he is the creation. Our attention or attraction is mostly on the creation and not on the creator. We are all attracted towards name, fame, power, money, a number of things. Like a child, we are more attracted towards the toys of this world when a real diamond stone is available in our hand. Here, we have to appreciate what is real and what is unreal. Atma, Anatma, Viveka. All of us know real is something which existed in the past, exists in the present, and will exist in the future. We are most attracted to the unreal and are detached far away from the real. This is because this is the cause for the unhappiness, because the unreal cannot exist. Naturally, it will go away, it will perish. If we attach ourselves to the real, then we will ever remain in happiness. The best way to get attached to the real is to get detached from the unreal. Diverting the thought from unreal to real, that is, towards Lord Krishna, is the surest way to remove the sorrows of this world. The best example of a karma yogi is Hanumanji. Even though he performed Herculean tasks, he was ever conscious of his Lord, that is Lord Rama. He can open his heart and show there was nothing else except Lord Rama. What we all can do is Atma Pariksha, self-examination. How many unnecessary thoughts we are having and how many unnecessary thoughts we are able to detach ourselves from that thought and concentrate on the real consciousness. Slowly and steadily we can achieve that. It is not impossible. Again verse 53. Shruti vipradipannade yadastasyadi nischala samadhavachala buddhigi tada yogamavapsyasi. Next verse, Arjuna questions Lord Krishna. What is that question? We will see tomorrow. Hariho, Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Narayana, 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 Narayana.